Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Cosmic Ghost Rider, which is Punisher in space. Please somebody explain to me how Frank Castle ended up in space as a Ghost Rider. I could see him becoming a Ghost Rider. It's kind of like the same job. But in space? How did that happen? Anyway, it doesn't really matter because we're not reviewing the character, we're reviewing the figure, and the figure has some very nice things to talk about. It is very large, as you can see. I'm not even quite in the frame, but live with it. We're gonna have it off the stand in just a second. Some very nice things on this figure. A couple things not so great. We'll talk about it all so you know what you're buying, but all in all, it's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and get it off the stand and take a closer look. All right, before we take him off the bike, we're gonna do some measuring. Oh, he's just over 12 inches. Actually, it's almost exactly 12 inches, including the ball and the exhaust. Then the fire sticks out another 2 inches, give or take. So very big front to back. It's a very sizable thing. If you want to see the height here, it's about 7 inches, give or take. So it takes up a lot of space. If you're buying this, prepare to have it take up a lot of space. But it is really cool. It's not just another reissued motorcycle or scooter like we've seen in the past. This is a unique thing. At the same price point, I think, I don't remember what I paid for it, I think it's the same, but it's a whole lot of new stuff, and it's big, and it's all well done, so you're easily getting your money's worth just from the sheer what's in the package type of situation. As far as the details go, we'll get into that. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the bike. The ball in the front, you kind of have to do a little bit of assembly. It has the little lightning thingies inside, which look kind of cool, though without a lighting source, you don't see as much of the inside as you probably would like to, and you do see a big seam going around it. The lights right now actually make it more opaque looking and harder to see what's going on, but it also looks kind of cool. Just with regular house lighting and the naked eye, it's a lot less impressive, but it's still not bad. We do get a clear stand here, which has a ball peg at the top so you can adjust it a little bit. Like if you want them to be doing that, you can do that. That might be a cool thing. If you want them to do that, you could do that. You can lean it to the side. I don't know why you would want to, but you can do whatever you want as long as what you want to do is lean it on a ball peg. So that's all fine. We do have holsters. I guess you'd call them holsters on his bike for his different guns. That's pretty nice. The fire on the back, again, it doesn't light up. And if it does light up, I haven't seen anywhere that it says it lights up, and I haven't found any buttons. But if it does, that'd be cool. But you do get fire on the back, so that's pretty cool, nicely done. Not a ton of paint, a little bit of this metallic blue throughout. That's probably enough. A couple different molded colors, and that's okay. One of the nice things about this bike, though, is he actually fits on it. So far, we haven't had much luck with that. And he doesn't have hands that are like this, like Stupid Squirrel Girl, so that is nice. Of course, there's no steering on this, though I don't know why you would need steering, because this is designed like a Dyson vacuum, and he can just turn however he wants to because he has a cosmic ball at the front. So that's pretty cool. So the bike is very nice. I'm not going to count that as an accessory because it's like the main item in the thing, but very nicely done for the bike. That's enough of the bike. Let's set the bike aside and talk about this guy. Frank Castle, aka Space Ghost Riders. Like I said, how did that happen? That is whatever. Okay, so a lot of people really like this. Some people are like, Anthony, I don't think it's very good. What do you think about it? Can you review it? Well, here it is. Here it is. Aesthetically speaking, we have a few issues. One of which is that he has birthing hips like you wouldn't believe. And that is so that he can fit on the bike. I understand that. I'm actually in favor of it. There's not much you can do when you're trying to get a plastic person to fit on a motorcycle. They have to have their legs connected to their body somehow. This one has really wide hips to make sure that he can fit on the bike. The only other option is to make the bike look weird. Nobody wants to do that either. So I would rather make the guy look good on the bike than standing off the bike, because I think if you're buying this set, you're gonna prefer to use the bike, and you have to err one way or the other. I think this is fine personally. Yes, though, it is true, he has very wide hips and a strange frame, at least from the waist down. Definitely weird looking. I think that's okay, it's reasonable given that he fits on the bike. The other thing people have brought up to me, the speckling, the red and blue dots. As far as I can tell, he's supposed to have like Captain Marvel type speckles, like space pattern on him, not red and blue spots. So if that's correct, you can correct me if I'm wrong. If the red and blue dots are accurate, though I haven't seen images where it seems that they are, that should definitely be better. It doesn't look great. I don't think it's the kind of thing that's going to really drive somebody crazy, but definitely could look better. The only other thing I've noticed, and maybe this is accurate, the head dome, the dome for the head seems a bit small. I don't know. It seems like he's really just wedged in like a sardine, and it's kind of hard to tell with the lighting, but it's not a huge deal, but maybe that could be a little better to make him look more menacing. But yeah, otherwise I think it looks pretty good. The metallics are nice. The paints are clean that are there. I don't know, maybe these could look a little nice. I think it looks good though. I think some people are being maybe a little bit too aggressively hostile towards this figure. It has like the jacket pattern on there still. I think it's fine. We've seen these legs before, by the way. These are Taskmaster legs, which are really nice legs, so that's okay. But yeah, his hips are weird, but it is what it is. I think aesthetically it's fine. I'll give it a 7. I think 7 is fair because it does look weird. On the bike, I'll give it an 8 or a 9 maybe. But as it is on its own, I'll give it a 7. As far as accessories go, we have his whip, which is nice enough. We've seen that before. And like I mentioned, we have his 2 guns with removable flames. And the flames do look pretty nice, and I like that. So that's pretty good. Not a lot in the way of accessories, but it's enough. I'll give it a 7 for accessories. Now, for the articulation, the head does not do anything. It's in a dome. You can pop the dome off, or you can just leave the dome on because it's so small and confining. You can just rotate the head around. I don't really like the way the head is oriented in there, the way it's like tucking the chin down and the flames are kind of just smothering it. I don't love the way that looks. I already mentioned that. We won't go into it anymore. Shoulder pads are connected to the body. That sucks. They shouldn't do that. They don't really cause too much of a problem on this figure, but it would look way better if they were oriented in a different way. But the shoulders themselves work very nicely. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. Diaphragm joint on this guy goes all the way back. You can see his lunch with a gap in there. Gaps happen. If you have extreme range, gaps happen. It's a single ball peg though, so you can't really adjust to hide it other than to not use the joint as much. Goes forward all the way with no gaps though. Side to side is really nice, full rotation. Very nice diaphragm joint, very well implemented. For the hips, they go a little better than 45 out to the side. They are a little bit loose. They go all the way forward, not so far back. Thigh swivel is in there, that's fine. Double jointed knee. Ooh, that one was stuck. Double jointed knee is fine. Ball hinge ankles are great. They are used on this guy because they suit the design well enough, though you probably won't need them on the motorcycle, but you have ball hinge ankles, which are great. So yeah, it's fine. It's definitely a decent batch of articulation. Head is kind of crappy, but that's more of an aesthetic thing than an articulation thing. And the diaphragm joint is awesome. Hips are kind of weird. I'll give it an 8. Or 7? I don't care. You pick. That's for the articulation. It's fine. Now, time for the final verdict on the figure. I am including the bike in this verdict because it's part of the package. And I think because the hips are weird, because of the bike, I'm not counting that as a negative. I understand it. I think it's the right call. So, with the bike, with the figure as it is, the only big changes I would make are maybe the speckles and maybe adjust the head a little bit. Otherwise, it's a dang fine release. I think you're getting plenty for your money. I can't imagine many people being disappointed. I'm going to give this guy an 8 out of 10 overall because of those reasons. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you did not enjoy this video, well, you can give it whatever kind of rating you like. If you haven't subscribed, you probably should though. I've got thousands of videos already on the channel and new ones coming out just about every day. Some days I don't, some days I do, but most days I do, almost every day. So come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.